Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to the Fife Property Market Update. This is for week commencing the 20th to the 26th of October. Can you believe this is the last week of the October month? The year is flying in and we're nearly into November. And of course, we have Halloween on Thursday. But this is the last update for October, as I say. So we are going to be looking at the statistics of what has gone live across Fife on Rightmove, be it new listing instructed and also what has sold subject to concluded missives. We're going to then look more specifically at what Fife Properties has got coming soon, which you'll be keen to see, I'm sure, what has sold as well, so you get an idea of what's happening on the market, and also what has completed, so keys exchanged, new buyers enjoying their homes. And then we're also going to look at what shows have been done, so you can have an idea of what you want to go back and watch and obviously take information and knowledge from them. So firstly, as always, we're going to start with last week's statistics. So we're going to pull those up on the screen and we're going to talk through them in a wee bit of detail. So hopefully you can see that just there. And now we always say, obviously, 1 week doesn't make a trend, but we are slowly starting to see, just like last week and the week previous, and now this week, that more properties are obviously selling than instructed, but also we are starting to see them slow down in what is instructed, because this is where people are in the mindset that they're now going to wait until next year. So just like I was saying last week, if you are looking to put your property on the market and get it sold, then this is the time to do it, because less people are going to market because they're thinking, let's just wait until next year when our garden's in full bloom and it's nicer, lighter, obviously evenings, weekends, etc. But this is the perfect time to do it. This is putting you in the best position purely because there is less competition on the market and it's going to make your property stand out. So if you're looking to sell, then now is the time to do it, because then it means that your buyer is in for the spring summer, so they can take advantage of the garden and in full bloom. So this is why we always say now is the time to go to market. But if we were to look through the statistics in a wee bit more detail, so overall 119 were instructed, so new listings across Fife, with 134 showing as sold subject to concluded missives. Now, if we were to look in that in a bit more detail, last week I believe there was 107 versus 115, so we're actually slightly more than the last week. But when we look at it in greater detail, there is more sold in the Cooper area than instructed, with 11 versus 19. In the Uisneuk, there is 4 instructed versus 3 sold, and last week it was 3 and 3, so it's kind of holding about the same figures. St Andrews, there was 6 instructed with 4 sold, and last week again there was 9 instructed with 6 sold, so more getting instructed than what is selling in St Andrews, and we are tending to see that. But again, we always do say it doesn't make a trend. Leavenmouth still holding strong with 10 selling versus 9 instructed. So as we continue to say, it is still that new commuting link via the train station, obviously in Leven and at Cameron Bridge, that we are seeing a positive effect. Then in Dunfermline, you have 48 versus your 55. And Glenrothes, level playing field with 14 instructed versus 14 sold. And then in Kirkcaldy, there or thereabouts, it is 27 versus your 29 sold subject to concluded missives. And what we always say as well, if you're a regular to this show, you'll know what I'm about to say next. It is that does not include your new build properties. We take those out because it's not quite right with the statistics, and it's almost like comparing apples with oranges. But what I can say, within new builds in the area, there was 4 that in the St Andrews area that sold. There was 7 in Dunfermline. There was then 4 in Glenrothes and 2 in Kirkcaldy. So that is your new build properties out with those statistics. So that gives you an idea, obviously, what is selling and what micro regions. And when I say micro regions, I mean the areas within Fife itself are performing, and also what's coming to market. So again, it gives you an idea of, one, if you are potentially looking to put your property on the market, not only now is the time to go, but it gives you an idea of kind of what the area is performing like. And as always, you can go back and watch previous, obviously, weekly updates to get an idea of the statistics. That is what's happening in Fife, obviously across Rightmove. Now, as always, we like to look further detail into ourselves and what we have happening, obviously, as an agency. So this is where we talk about what is sold, So what we accepted offers on in the last week, what we have coming soon. So that is your pre-portals and ones to look out for, and also what has completed. So keys exchanged over and new buyers in enjoying their property. So we're going to talk firstly through the solds. So let's get the first one up on the screen just so that you can see obviously which properties I am referring to. So the first one we're going to do is Cooper Road in Kennyway. So it should be coming up in a wee second for you. So that is the first one that we're going to speak about. So this one is a 4-bedroom detached property. Originally with this one, it was actually 2 properties merged into one. This one had multiple viewings. Now it was a bit of a project, this one, but you can just imagine looking at that. It's going to create an absolutely beautiful home. And what I love about this one is it's actually going to first-time buyers, which is great to see because of the price point. This one was on the market for offers over 185. Now with this one and the rest of the solds that I'm going to talk you through, I can't disclose what they have sold for at this point. But as we always say, keep obviously looking out until we do the completed shows, and then you'll be able to see what we achieved on them. But this one did go on the market for offers over 185. And as I say, it was great to see because this is first time buyers. So they're taking on a project, putting their own stamp, and they're going to make the perfect home. But it's great to see that there is first time buyers because of the scaremongering that we're seeing with mortgage rates and base rates. So it's great to see because it is still within that affordability range as well. So that was Cooper Road in Kennyway. Now, our second one that we're going to talk about, and this one wasn't on the market long at all. So you may be thinking, oh, so I've only just seen this, is it coming soon? Well, yes, it has now sold. So this one was Glen Eagles in Glenrothes. So this is the property just here. And as you can see there, sold in 6 days, which is just incredible. We were absolutely inundated with this one. And obviously it just shows because we are now able to show it as sold. So it was on for offers over 250,000. And it has actually gone to owners that are looking to upsize, which is brilliant. Obviously, going to a 4-bed, you're getting obviously that garage space just there, your driveway. So it's a perfect family home, upsizing. So as well, if you are within this area and you have a property just like this and you're considering selling, then pick up the phone and speak to us because we have people that missed out on this one. We were inundated and it just shows we're selling in 6 days, which is incredible. Or even if you just want to get an idea of what your property is worth, then again, please do reach out to us because we do have buyers that missed out on this property. Now, our third one that we have accepted an offer on last week was in Cooper. So we've got all different areas, which is great. So we've had Kennyway, we've had Glenrothes. This is now in Cooper. So we've got it across all the areas within Fife and different styles of properties as well. So we've had obviously a 4-bed detached, we've had a 4-bed semi-detached, and this one was a 2-bedroom masonette within Cooper, sold in 2 weeks. What was great about this one as well is as much as it was a masonette, you actually felt like you were in a full house because when you went down that wee alley at the side, you then went in your own private front door and you were across 2 levels, and then you had a garden at the rear which you owned about 75% of, and it had a really big summer house come workshop as well with light and power. So it's a great footprint of property, and you were actually getting a lot while still being in the centre of Cooper. So this one was again a really popular one, and you can see that selling in 2 weeks. And again, what's great with this one is it is going to first-time buyers. So that is another offer accepted last week from first-time buyers and in another area as well. So selling across all the micro regions and to all different people on the market. But that is an absolutely fantastic property to get as your first property as well. I absolutely loved the kitchen of that one and then looking out into your garden. So that was our third one. And then our last one, oh, actually, we've got another 2 to go. So we have High Street Pitlessie and the story. We're always full of stories here. So with this one, which is great to see, is it was actually on with a previous agent prior to ourselves. So it was on with a previous agent, wasn't really getting much activity. The sellers reached out to us, what can we do differently? It's in a great location. It's a village lifestyle. The views to the rear from this one are just beautiful, completely unobstructed. And as well, it's a lovely village lifestyle, close to Cooper as well, if you know Pitlessie. all your amenities on your doorstep. But it was a brilliant property, a project. You can go in there, obviously, one, add value, but two, make it your perfect home and put your own stamp on it. But it just wasn't getting the activity. So they moved over to ourselves. And then lo and behold, we have accepted an offer. So that one is now sold subject to concluded missives. It is a 2-bedroom semi-detached, as I say, project, but the potential of the property is absolutely incredible. And that is what we wanted to obviously showcase and capitalize on. And that's what we did differently, obviously, with our video walkthroughs and our personal property tours. And that's what got it sold. And the new owners are moving to the area as well, which is great, because also within our videos, if you haven't seen any, you see at the end that we actually do speak about not only the property, but it is the area and the lifestyle that we're selling. So for this particular buyer, it was brilliant because they're moving to the area. So not only can they see what property they're getting, but they know the location as well. And as I say, that's what was able to get it. Now, that was on the market for offers over 150. Obviously, when it concludes, you'll be able to see what we achieved for it. But it was great to actually get that seller, obviously get them an offer and get it sold, because when they came on the phone to us and they weren't getting much activity, they said, is my house just not sellable? Absolutely it is. Just let us do what we know works. And this is obviously how we were able to get it sold. So that was High Street Pitlessie. And then our final one, and of course, we have another story for you. So this is now heading along to the East Neuk, to Brayhead St. Monets. So this one here was a 3-bedroom semi-detached villa. So you can see obviously great plot. You've got that really long driveway, those beautiful landscape gardens to the front. The views from this one will be incredible, especially from that bay window at the top. But this one was actually previously sold at pre-portal. So it was previously sold from social media for an offer that couldn't be refused. But unfortunately, the buyer's circumstances changed. But not to fear, because we were able to sell it for a second time. So it just shows you, obviously, stumbling blocks, if they do occur, it's just how we overcome them. And we're able to accept another offer and get it sold subject to concluded missives. And this one was on the market for offers over 425. And the new owners are looking to move to the area. So again, they're obviously moving to the East Neuk. They're going to be able to take full advantage of obviously the gorgeous views, the seaside, obviously the fishing villages, the Fife Coastal Path, of course. But that one is another one that was sold. So that is some great properties that we sold last week. So as I was saying, different price points, all from different, obviously, buyers within the market, and also different micro regions as well, which is brilliant to see. Then if we go to the coming soon, so for those that have been waiting, obviously, to see what we have coming, then this part is for you. So make sure you're listening up. So we have 5 coming soons for you this week. So the first one is Ewan Place in Leven. So this is in the slightly new build estate just opposite Diageo. It is a 3-bedroom semi-detached property. Quiet cul-de-sac as well. It's in a great position. It's got a driveway as well, so off-street parking, and it's great as well because obviously it's on the last part of the estate closest to the Cameron Bridge train station, so perfect for commuting either via the train station or just heading along obviously the A92 to get to either Dundee, Edinburgh and beyond. But obviously it is perfect for a family home. So that is a 3-bedroom semi-detached Ewan Place Leven, and the pre-portal for that one will be up by close of business on Friday. Now that will be on the Leven page. Our second coming soon is Main Street, Milton of Balgony. And for those that maybe know Milton or don't know, rarely available, not very much comes up in the village. So this is one not to be missed. Now it is a 2-bedroom semi-detached cottage. And then actually to the rear, you have your driveway to begin with. Then to the rear, you have a really generous sized garden and then a summer house with power as well. So perfect if you do want to keep it as a summer house, or if you need a working from home or a workshop space. So that one is a 2-bedroom semi-detached cottage. I've had a wee nosy on the maps and actually had a look at it, and I love a cottage style. So this one I'm sure is going to be popular. As I say, small village as well. But what's great with Milton is, again, for commuting, either you can go along to Cameron Bridge for obviously the train links, or even you can head into Markinch, or again, you can get to the A92. So you're getting that village lifestyle while still having your amenities close by. Now, pre-portal for this one will be on our Glenrothes page, and that will be kind of middle of the week. So look out about Wednesday for that one. then go into a different area. So again, are coming soon. So we've got them coming in all different areas for you, which is great to see. So this is White Rose Terrace in Methil. So this one is going to be a 3-bedroom terraced house. What's great about this one is it's going to be a perfect family home because you're getting 3 bedrooms and 2 receptions. It is also got, it says it's got a garage with this one as well, which is perfect whether you want to keep it as a garage. But I don't think people really use garage these days for actually keeping their car in. It tends to be a dumping ground or a workshop space or somewhere to just potter about or storage. But that one is going to be again middle of the week for the pre-portal on our leave-in page, and that was White Rose Terrace in Methil. So keep a lookout for that one if you're looking obviously for somewhere within the KY postcode. So again, you can take full advantage of commuting from the train station. Then look out for that one because it's going to be a good price point as well for being a family home. Then we have a great one if you're a first-time buyer and you're looking for something coming to market that was within the affordability range, or even if you're an investor looking for a buy-to-let opportunity, then this one is perfect for you. So it's Station Road in Windygates, and this is going to be a 3-bedroom first floor flat. So ideal first property, as I say, or if you are that investor looking for something different. Now, this one is actually, Perry's doing the pre-portal for this today. So if you keep a lookout on the Leave-In Facebook page, by end of business today, it will be on there. So not long to wait for this one and don't miss out on it. So that is a 3-bedroom first floor flat, as I say, Station Road, Windygates. So keep an eye out for that one. And then our final one, and again, this is actually one that's coming to us from another agent. So this is Gifford Court in Crail. So this is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house. One of the ones that obviously looks like a townhouse. You have parking directly outside your door. You then have a private garden to the rear. I have gone and done a walkthrough at this one prior to obviously starting the marketing. And as soon as you walk in that door, it's so bright. You've got your living room space. You then go along the hallway, and then you've got these large open plan kitchen dining with big patio doors. So it's a perfect family home. Then heading upstairs, you've got really generous size bedrooms, moving condition, ready to go. So it is a perfect family home. And of course, it's Crail as well. So not only are you going to be close to obviously the golfing society, you've obviously got the amenities within Crail. You've got the beautiful walks, the Fife Coastal Path, proximity to St Andrews as well, whether you need to be at the university, whether you're working in St Andrews, or you just love being in St Andrews for obviously the bistros, the restaurants, the cafes, and the lifestyle of that, then it's going to be a perfect home for you. So as I say, this one is coming over to us from a different agent, so I'm excited to get the pre-portal done for this one. Will be by the end of the week, so keep a lookout for that one. And that is, as I say, a 3-bedroom townhouse. So we've got plenty of coming soons for you. Now, for those that don't know and they're not used to obviously our normal spiel, a coming soon is a property that we have coming to market and we're going to be doing the pre-portals for. So this is your prime opportunity. If you aren't already, you need to be following across all of our Facebook pages. So that's Leave-In, Glenrothes, Kirkcaldy, St Andrews, Cooper, East Snoop. Make sure you're covering across all of them because they are not to be missed. As soon as that pre-portal goes live, it's a full video walkthrough of the property, tells you about the location, and also at the very end, it tells you the price point, but it also tells you to qualify and get through that door. A pre-portal means you are going to make our seller an offer that they just cannot refuse to stop it going to Rightmove, Zoopla, your S1 Homes, but it also means you are ready to go. So you are that cash buyer ready to make an offer that is your no regrets. That is your number to secure that property and stop anybody else getting it. So you need to be watching out on our Facebook pages for these pre-portals, and that is how you qualify. So make sure if you aren't already, and any of those that I've spoken about, or even any more, because we have them coming week in, week out, you need to get yourself in the best position. And whether you're maybe listening to this and thinking, oh, I'm not a cash buyer, I'm not ready to go, I do have a property to sell, get yourself market ready, whether it be you've had a valuation, but you're kind of waiting and you're thinking, oh, do I go to market? Do I not go to market? I've not found anything. Pick up the phone and let's have a conversation about it, because that's for us as your agent to manage that entry date and manage your sale. Or if you have had the valuation and you just need to go to market, do it. You need to be on the market and put yourself in the best position to be able to secure your property. So please, if you're not too sure, if you just really want to ask questions, pick up the phone to us. Like we say, comment on this, private messages, do what you need to do to get in touch with us, but please have those conversations. But also, if you do need evaluation, again, pick up the phone, get one of the experts out, and then we can give you your most accurate, up-to-date value. But it's also your dedicated time with that agent to ask any questions you have, and we can also give you a really in-depth insight into the current market in your specific area. But that is our coming soon, so please look out for the pre-portals for those. Now let's talk about completed. So this is properties that we have all missives are signed over, keys, and the new buyers are enjoying their new properties. And we have a couple to talk you through this week. So our first one was Main Street in Guardbridge. Now remember this one, it was inundated. It was a really popular one. Of course, it's Guardbridge. It's the proximity to St Andrews. It was a 3-bedroom, first floor flat, so it was perfect for first-time buyers, holiday let, investors. It was appealing to so much of the market while being in a really great location. So we were inundated. And because of that one, it sold for 13.4% over home report value, which is a great result. Obviously, the sellers are absolutely delighted. New buyers are obviously taking full advantage of their new property. And they are moving to the area, which is great as well. So they're going to be able to take full advantage of St Andrews and, of course, Guardbridge itself. So that one was a home report of 180,000, and we achieved £204,200 to be precise. But that was their no regrets offer at 13.4% over home report value. You then have Langhouse Green in Crail, so really quiet cul-de-sac, rarely available. It was a 3-bedroom detached bungalow, brilliant plot as well, driveway, garage, and that one sold for home report value, so sold for 310,000. And again, new buyers are looking forward to moving into the area. We've seen quite a wee bit of that, obviously, people moving into the area, which is great to see. Obviously, people relocating to Fife, as Jim would say, God's country, and obviously everything it has to offer, from the views to the walks to the location. It just ticks all the boxes, and you can see that with more people coming to Fife. And then we also have Crail Road in Anstruther. So this was a 2-bedroom end terrace townhouse, and this one sold for 3% over home report value. So it was on for offers over 240,000, and it sold for 247,500. So achieving that 3% over the home report value. Great to see, 2-bedroom end terrace. Now, what's great about this one is, as well, as it was previously a holiday let, but the new buyers are actually going to be using it as their full-time home. So great to see. It's going to be obviously a full-time home for somebody. They're going to be able to take full advantage of not only the property, but obviously you just nip out of where exactly it is and you're straight down to the harbour. Beautiful walks, obviously take full advantage of the bars, the chippy, everything that's obviously down there. So that was great to see. So that is what we have completed this week. So again, if you have properties in these areas and you want to have results, if you have one in Guardbridge and you want to have a result like that, you've got one in Crail, you've got one obviously in Anstruther. If you've got properties like that and you're swithering about selling, or you've had that evaluation, you're just wondering now is the best time to go, this is your time to go to market so that we can get you results like these. So pick up the phone, speak to us, message us. But if you want to obviously get a result like these, then now is your time to go to market. So that is what's happening within Fife Properties agency itself. Then if you want to obviously have a look at the shows, so if you want to see what we have done, then as well, there was the Wealth Creation Show. As always, it is 12:30 on a Monday. I believe they did it slightly earlier today though, but it is out for you to see, the Wealth Creation Show. And it was on 10 hard truths of psychology and life. So from the inevitable failure of relationships to the power of self-awareness on the consequences of our choices, these truths provide a roadmap for personal growth and fulfillment. By embracing these realities, we arm ourselves with the wisdom and courage to create lives of meaning and joy, even in the face of life's inevitable difficulties. A bit of a mouthful this week. To become empowered to live authentically and joyfully, you need to start accepting reality, owning your choices, and continuously growing in self-awareness. Luckily, again, you don't need to head back to school or start pulling out your books. You have Lettings Director Richard Cook and one of the UK's most successful property investors, Jim Parker, who is having that discussion and are on hand discussing. So, as I say, that was earlier today. Hopefully, they don't get as tongue tied as I do, trying to obviously do that. But that is 10 hard truths of psychology and life. Other shows as well, if you missed it, middle of last week, myself and Richard did the show on 10 hard truths about Fife's young. So that was discussing under 35-year-olds and where do they live and what does the future hold. So that was Fife's housing market is facing tough times, especially for the younger generation trying to get on the property ladder. With rising costs and stagnant wages, fewer under 34s are owning homes. And we broke it down into different kind of statistics. So if you want to go back and watch that show, it's actually really interesting to see because you wouldn't expect the statistics between the 16 to 24 and the 24 to 34 and breaking it down that way. But the future holds promise as a generational wealth starts to shift. Discover the full picture and learn about these changes might impact you and your family. As always, we put the links so you can either go back and watch the show, you can read the articles, but that is the shows that we have done. And then a further one is the Millennial Landlords, how to help your child buy their own buy-to-let business. So this was the third show. So this is, imagine if your child was already financially independent by the age of 25. How proud would that make you feel? With the UK's massive housing shortage, rents are being pushed higher and higher. This means more private landlords are urgently needed, and buy to let is the ideal business to begin at a young age. Again, Lettings Director Richard Cook, along with one of the UK's most successful property investors, Jim Parker, discusses the topic. So again, you can either click the links, you can read obviously the scripts, but that is 3 different shows. Great knowledge, great insight. As always, comment on them, ask questions. If you want further details, just ask. But that is the shows. So that has been obviously an update of what has been happening in the last week, what's been happening for Fife Properties specifically, most importantly, what we've got coming soon as well. So if you aren't already, get following the Facebook pages, get yourself market ready. If you have any questions, if you want evaluation, if you're swithering on the market and what to do, pick up the phone, send us an email, message us directly, but please ask the questions to put yourself in that best position. And also that is the shows that has been happening. So that's been the Fife Property Market Update for week commencing the 20th to the 26th. As always, have a great rest of the day and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.